Carlos had always believed that after 30 years of marriage, he and Marisol had reached a kind of unspoken fluency. They could communicate with a glance, they could sense each other's moods before a word was spoken. He knew the way she liked her coffee, the way she folded towels, the way she tapped her fingers when she was thinking. He knew her, or at least he thought he did. But over the past few months, something had shifted. Something subtle at first, like a faint crack in a window that slowly spiderwebs outward. It began with her words. She would start a sentence with her usual confidence, then suddenly stop. Eyes drifting upward as if the rest of the thought had evaporated. She'd shake her head, frustrated, muttering, "Never mind," before walking away. At first, Carlos teased her gently, "You're forgetting things like me now," but she didn't laugh. She didn't even smile. Then came the irritability. Not anger exactly, more like a constant hum of overwhelm. If he asked a simple question, like whether she wanted rice or potatoes with dinner, she'd snap, "I don't know, Carlos. Why do you always ask me things?" Then she'd look guilty, but too tired to apologize. He tried to brush it off. Everyone had bad days, everyone got older. But this felt different. This felt like watching someone you love walk through fog you couldn't see. And then came the nights that made no sense. Carlos woke one night to the sound of rustling sheets. He reached out and found Marisol sitting upright, drenched in sweat. Her hair clung to her forehead, her breathing was shallow, panicked. "Are you okay?" he whispered. "It's hot," she said, voice trembling. "I'm burning." He touched her arm and she flinched, not from pain, but from overstimulation, like even the air touching her skin was too much. He opened the window, he brought her water, he changed the sheets. But she still sat there, staring into the dark, wide-eyed and restless. This became their new routine. Some nights she paced the hallway. Some nights she cried quietly. Some nights she lay awake, staring at the ceiling as if her thoughts were too loud to silence. Carlos felt helpless. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. And she kept insisting she was fine, even as she unraveled in front of him. The 3 kitchen incident. The turning point came on a Wednesday. Carlos woke to clanging downstairs. He grabbed the baseball bat he kept under the bed, just in case, and tiptoed toward the kitchen. What he found made him stop cold. Marisol stood barefoot on the tile floor, hair wild, eyes glassy with exhaustion. The entire kitchen looked like a tornado had passed through. Pots stacked in the hallway, the toaster shoved into the pantry. The spices, every single jar, lined neatly inside the dishwasher. "Miamor, what are you doing?" he asked softly. She didn't look up. "The kitchen is wrong," she said, voice tight. "Everything is wrong. I can't find anything. I can't think. I just need it to make sense." Her hands were shaking, her breathing was uneven. She looked like someone trying desperately to hold herself together with frayed string. Carlos lowered the bat, he approached slowly. "Come back to bed," he whispered. "I can't," she said, tears spilling over. "I don't know what's happening to me." And for the first time, Carlos felt afraid, not of her but for her. The explanation he never saw coming. A week later, during a family dinner, her sister pulled him aside. "She's entering menopause," her sister said, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. Carlos blinked. Menopause. But isn't that just hot flashes? Her sister laughed. "Oh, Carlos, it's hormones, sleep, mood, memory, identity, it's everything. She's not angry at you, she's overwhelmed." He felt a wave of guilt. How had he not known? How had he not seen it? That night, after everyone went to bed, he sat at the dining table with his laptop and typed. "What happens to women during menopause?" He read for hours. He learned about estrogen drops that affect the brain, about anxiety spikes, about emotional flooding, about night sweats, insomnia, irritability, and the feeling of losing control. He learned that many women feel like strangers in their own bodies. He realized he had been asking the wrong question, not what's wrong with you, but how can I help you through this, the shift in him. The next morning he tried something new. When she snapped at him for asking if she wanted breakfast, he didn't defend himself. He simply said, "I'm here if you need anything." When she forgot the grocery list and cried in the car, he didn't tell her to calm down. He held her hand and said, "We'll figure it out together." When she woke up sweating, he didn't complain about the cold air she blasted afterward. He got up, grabbed her a fresh shirt, and opened the window without a word. He became steady when she couldn't be. He became quiet when she needed space. He became present when she felt lost. And slowly she began to lean on him again. Closing moment. That night as they lay in bed, she reached for his hand under the covers and squeezed it twice. He squeezed back. He didn't have all the answers. He didn't need to. He just needed to stay. And he would. He went to www.inhercorner.net for help.